kia kara kia tātou. Whakataka te hau ki te uru, whakataka te hau ki te tonga, ki a mā kina kina ki uta, ki mā taratara ki tai. E ki ane, aki ana, te atukura, he atiu, he huka, he hauhu, tihei mauri ora. Morena everyone, and thank you for being here at the Policy and Planning Committee, our last one for the year, and it looks like it'll be a real doozy. There's a few items on the agenda today. So just want to be clear that we'll have to do that when everyone's online. Hang on a second. We'll go through the absences. We've got absence from Councillor Dalton, lateness for Mayor Wayne Brown on council business, early departure from Mayor Wayne Brown on council business. Councillor Filipina is departing around 2. Councillor Fletcher, who's coming online, will be leaving around 2:30. Councillor Sayers will be on council business during the lunch break. So let's just hope at that point we keep a quorum through all that. Could I have a mover? Councillor Sayers and Councillor Ferry, I think I saw the hands. All those in favour? Right. Going to move to attendance by electronic link. And so we've had Councillor Filipina, who we know is still recovering from his surgery. I'm just reading out the reasons. So under the standing orders, Councillor Filipina is on B, which is to accommodate members' illness. Councillor Foley is coming online for standing order 333A, which is where the member is at a place that makes their physical presence at the meeting impossible or impractical. And Councillor Lee is to accommodate members' illness or family members' illness. Could I please have a mover to move those people online? Councillor Leone and Deputy Mayor.
Richard.
Oh, sorry, Councillor Fletcher as well, who texted me this morning is unwell, so she is coming on as well.
Excuse me, Richard.
Oh, yes.
Sorry, just when you said I'd be away over the lunch break, just so you're clear as the chair, I need to be away from about 11 to about 1. Oh, yeah. I'll just be downstairs, but I'll immediately shoot back up. But it looks like we'll have a quorum.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, Councillor Les, I didn't mean to make it sound like you were away for lunch. I was just saying over that period of time. So, thanks, Councillor Sayers. So that was Councillor Leone and Deputy Mayor. All those in favour? Any opposed? No? Right, we'll just wait till those members are brought in online. Okay. They should be getting the invite. Are there any declarations? Member Ashby?
Kia ora, Chair. Just declaring an interest in agenda item 11, the Waitakere deed.
Thank you very much, Member Ashby. Right, on to confirmation of the minutes. Can I have a mover? Deputy Mayor? I'll second. All those in favour? There are no petitions. And now we move to public input. We have the Economy of Advanced Technologies, Christopher Locke, Harvey Stewart for the Rainforest Express and the Waitakere Ranges. If you'd like to approach, kia ora to the both of you. Thanks for coming along. I think Sandra would have let you know that the button's on the right to switch on, and if you just bring those microphones a bit closer to you so we can hear you.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Chris Locke. I know most of you, which is nice. I'm here with Harvey Stewart to talk about the reactivation of the Rainforest Express up in the Waitakere Ranges. There we go.
Good morning, councillors. Up to 1900, Auckland City sourced its water from springs in the Auckland Domain duck ponds and from Western Springs. Between 1900 and 1930, the city built 2 wooden dams and 4 concrete dams in the Waitakere Ranges. Access to all those dams was by narrow gauge tramline for dam construction and for pipeline construction. Tram lines to two of those dams have been retained to provide maintenance access to the cast iron water supply pipelines. In 1975, a licence to operate a train on the 2.3 kilometre Waitakere tramline was issued to the Waitakere Tramline Society by the Auckland Regional Authority. In 1998, at the instigation of Watercare's Chief Executive, Mr. Mark Ford, the 6 kilometre near Tipu tramline was opened to the public for educational and tourist purposes under the name of Rainforest Express. This proved to be very popular and the service ran for 14 years. Apart from the general public, many clubs and societies enjoyed the 2.5-hour outing. Evening picnic trips were very popular. Many school trips were conducted and special educational feature was developed by Watercare called Adopt a Stream. Close-up views of cave wetters and glowworms are a feature of the journey. Due to the retirement of the supervisor of the Rainforest Express in 2012, together with the passing of the chief executive, a landslip onto the pipeline and track and the need for some extensive track maintenance, Watercare decided to abandon the tramline and conduct any subsequent pipeline maintenance by other means. The infrastructure of the Near Tipu tramline includes 3 locomotives, 5 passenger cars, about 10 work wagons, and a 200 square metre depot. There are 10 tunnels and 9 bridges. At the dam end of the track, there are toilets, a 64 square metre picnic shelter, and a permanent barbecue stand. The tramline operator must obtain an operating licence, which is issued by the Rail Division of NZTA under the Railways Act. The NZTA also instigates and manages regular safety audits. Thank you very much.
So I'll, excuse me, I'll just run through where we are now and where we're heading to for you to make your decisions. So thank you very much for us to be able to come along here today. Myself and others have been working on this project for 6 years, and it's been a very interesting insight into the difficulties that councils and interested parties face when they're trying to reopen an opportunity such as this. Sadly, some of the members who have been most involved in setting up the trusts have passed away, but the rest of us are still moving on in their absence. Along the way, we've built many strategies and business models to enable the area to activate and operate safely, and to find ways of regenerating interest into the bush, including tunnels and dams and the wetters. And Mike Lee, I think, has a jar full of glowworms that he's been holding in his fridge for about 6 years waiting for this opportunity. The location and its activities has been supported and loved by Auckland, and more recently has been recognised by Auckland heritage and tourism leaders as an enterprise of value to the people, and is being promised by Watercare and Auckland Council as part of their contribution to citizens' access to their land and some of its special locations. Through the many meetings we have had with council staff and associated providers, hobbyists and supporters, we have continually come up with ways to mitigate against the safeties, risks and the roadblocks which present themselves as decisions are trying to be made. The impacts of weather events, we can say quite comfortably that the line has been closed for a long time and has suffered minimal impact. And in fact, in the last big rain on the night of Elton John, there was no significant damage to the railway line as compared to what happened over the rest of the city. The other issue that we've faced is that there was a geotech report made on the line that looked for everything that could possibly go wrong for 100 years, which made it a fairly daunting proposal. We recommend that this document be replaced with a new geotech report that looks at everything that's gone right, and that we can then use that to stimulate growth in the area. So our simple request for you today is to enable us to formalise our trusts and activities by requesting a letter from this committee to Watercare to activate the sublease under 7.2 of their licence agreement, and then we move forward.
Kia ora, thank you both, and thank you to your members for the passion behind this project and many years of work so far. I'll just go to Councillor Turner first.
Thank you, Mr. Stewart. I've got this right. You were Watercare's Headwaters Chief Engineer for Waitakere for many years, correct?
I was an engineer, not a chief engineer.
Okay, thank you. But you were based out in the Waitakeres and on that line, etc.
Yes, correct.
That, in your opinion, and I don't know if you know other lines very well, but I'm just trying to, in your opinion, is the risk, the inherent risk of riding on a train on that line any different to any of the other sort of heritage trains we have in the way in the Thames, Coromandel, all that sort of stuff? Is there any real inherent risk of riding on that line?
No, provided it is operated according to the safety plan, which would be approved by the NZTA.
Thank you.
Thanks, Councillor Turner. Councillor Newman.
Good morning, and thank you very much for your presentation. I think that this is a real legacy of Mark Ford's, and it's a sad thing that it's been closed for a long time, so hopefully it can be open. So can I just understand you're coming to this committee of the whole for us to give an opinion or a direction to Watercare because Watercare has requested it? I mean, is this effectively a landowner approval exercise for us to consider? I'm not sure precisely why it's here and not the local board, but can you just clarify that?
Yes, certainly. One of the major stumbling blocks has been access to the rail corridor, which is the land under the track. The area on either side of that and the corridor is licensed by the city effectively into Watercare, who have significant acreage within the various forests. The only way that this can happen, Watercare don't want to be involved in it, so they want to release it away so they're not, they don't have to worry about it, underwrite it or think about those things. And the only way to do that is to release the corridor, which requires the sublease out of the Watercare contract. They didn't want to do that for a long, long time, but with meeting with Max up in the Mayor's office and legal advice through council and many others, it just keeps coming back to this document. And once that is done, which Watercare have agreed to do, in principle just needs to go to their board, I believe, to sign off, then we can start the process of dusting off our plans and dusting off the project.
And I would presume, if I may, Chair, because heritage rail lines are fantastic, and this is very bespoke, an incredible location, you would probably, I think I'd be wanting to contribute myself, but there'd be a lot of support out there to try and raise the funding for the work, including some of the upgrade work, but also the operating cost of this. You would be able to attract quite a bit of support to enable the Rainforest Express to be reignited, I guess, re-engaged, put back online.
Yes.
Yeah, it's quite an important thing
Yes.
for the business case to be able to have that funding.
There are two trusts up there. There's one trust already. We've established another trust. One trust looks after the Waitakere rail line, which is where the original hobbyists with the railway, they've got their workshops and activities as more hobbyists. And then on the Near Tupu line, this is an official operating one that we've created a second trust for. We've established all of our business plans over the years so that there's no cost to council. It doesn't need to be underwritten by council or Watercare. And being a businessman myself, I really want to see it running as a business rather than a trust. The trust will own the assets, but it has to run as a business and be profitable so that it's there for the long term. Otherwise, it puts a lot of strain on the goodwill of the people who get involved in helping out.
Thank you. Well, thank you. Oh, sorry, Member Ashby.
Kia ora, thank you. Yeah, cool project. Just one question from me, assuming you go through, and I understand there's a bit of a process, what's your, I guess, engagement plan with with local iwi look like? And if you don't know yet, probably just an encouragement to reach out to them.
We've taken, funnily enough, I was economic development with ATED, and the head of tourism was with the, I think, Piha tribe. So we worked out a lot of plans together, but in those days, as compared to today, it was pioneers and settlers in city development and land that's been historically owned by them almost forever. So with all the other groups in the areas, they are all welcome, they can be there, but we've not considered at this stage that side of things until we see how it all unravels over the next year. Otherwise, we're warming people up and cooling them down again on and on. We'd rather get it all together and then say, this is what we're going to do.
Thank you. Councillor Turner and Deputy Mayor would like to move and second this. Chris, did you have, Councillor Darby, did you have a question?
Yeah, just clarification, maybe Megan, if you could just clarify the B. I'm just a little bit concerned about instructing the Parks Committee to receive a report. It's like, it's not this committee, and I mean, we can refer it there, but for them to take a report.
So this was the request from the Parks Committee Chair, but we have changed. There was some other suggestions around requiring Watercare to do things, and I've been clear that on a public forum, this is about as far as we go. But
through the chair, I think no, that's fine. We can probably just clarify the words to refer the matter to be reported back through the Parks Committee. It is a regional park, so is that where you're heading, Councillor Darby? Just clarifying those words a wee bit.
If conversations have been had and the intent is clear, then I'm happy. Thank you.
yeah, you are correct though, Councillor Darby. It is skirting close to what we can or cannot do in a public forum, but there were some other requests, and I think this kind of gets us to at least moving it forward for investigation, and so you have some answers from where to next. But yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
We can't make any broader decisions on it.
Of course.
Cool.
Special thanks before I go to Watercare to Dave Chambers. He's been exceptional through this process and is encouraging at every step of the way and allowing access for us to facilitate and see things through, even during this process. Cool. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I just see that, Councillor Lee, did you have a question as well? Sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yes, I just want to thank Harvey and Chris for their work, and also to acknowledge the drive of Councillor Turner over the past couple of years, trying to get the service restored. This is not something that's new. This is not a new piece of infrastructure. No new development or buildings. It is something that has been in service or had been in service since about 1912, about the same age as the pipeline it was built to service, about the same time as the building of the Titanic, actually. And why that stays in my mind was 1997, that movie became a world hit in regard to the Titanic. But anyway, at that time, I was very much involved with the Nihu Tupu Bush Tramway. I was employed by Watercare to provide a report on the recreational opportunities in Watercare's estate in the Waitakeries and the Hunuas, and that was in late 1996. I was detailed off to Mr. Harvey Stewart, and together we worked. I provided a report by the end of that year, I think in about 4 weeks, and that the headline was the Nihu Tupu Bush Tramway. In 1997, they brought me back to activate the plan, and of course, much of the focus was on the Nihu Tupu Bush Tramway, which we decided to call the Rainforest Express. it operated successfully, as Mr. Stewart mentioned, for 14 years without any major damage to train or passengers or the tram line itself, but was stopped because of a precautionary concern about accidents, and I believe because of a major accident that had occurred with Watercare staff somewhere in another part of the region.
Cool.
Nevertheless, with the amalgamation of Watercare into the super city.
Councillor Lee, I appreciate this information. Just want to be clear that if you want to frame it as a question quickly, because we don't have debate on a public forum.
I'm just speaking. I'm just speaking to the resolution.
We don't speak to resolutions on public forum. That's all. But we will be debating this.
Okay. I was totally unaware of not being able to speak to resolutions, but anyway, I will end what I'm saying now. So thank you.
No, thank you, Councillor Lee. I thought I would let you give that important information for as long as we could. But thank you for coming in, and we'll just move that. All those in favour? Any opposed? No, thank you. And we'll go back to the just on the electronic meeting attendance, because I couldn't talk about it while you were not online. But those of you who are online, can you please make sure you're in a secure place during the meeting? Please do not drive while you are connected to the meeting, and please also turn on your camera when asking questions and making comment. Thank you very much. And I just want to acknowledge everyone today. There's a huge number of agenda items, and I will try my best to be focused on questions versus comments in the right areas of today. And also, if we could just keep those questions really succinct, because we'll be here right into the night if we don't get through these meaty items today. Thank you.